make him host. Yes.
Okay, I'm the host now. All right, sweet. Speaker view. All right, so Lisa's down at the bottom. I'm not gonna try to move her. Let's keep it moving. Charlie,
Mark, how you doing, brother?
what's going on, Charlie? Long time no see.
I know it's been about 30 years.
So backdrop. Charlie Holley was my teammate at University of Alabama Huntsville. Charlie was about 5'2" and could dunk. He likes spud web. But his Jerry curl made him about 5'8" back in the day. I don't know what that was about. I was from Cleveland. I didn't see no Jerry curls. I came down south. Charlie was like one of our, he was one of the big shooters on the campus and on the team. And he was really, really good dude. And while I was on the squad, took care of me. I was a freshman pretty much. I think freshman, sophomore. I was playing as a sophomore. So Charlie has graduated, moved on. And as you know, that's about all I do for bios and intro. I just know he's a super dope dude. So Charlie, I'm gonna give it to you, and we'll catch you on the other side. Let the people know what you're talking about.
All right, I sure will. Thank you. So my name is Charles Holley, short CL Holley, and I am a inspirational speaker by night and a computer engineer by day. I am a 30-plus year professional, and I am a author of several books. And the thing that I really love doing is informing and encouraging people. So today, what I want to spend the next 20 minutes talking to you about, talking with you actually, is about how do we get through this coronavirus crisis? How do we take a crisis and turn it around and make it work in our favor, not only survive, but to overcome? But before I begin, I want you to know one thing. I've got a few cards here. And if you can read that, I think you can. That word is free. So I've got some free things I want to give away toward the end of this interview. And I'm going to tell you how to get them. Some free books, actually. Okay. So that's number one. And number two, you're going to need to know this after a while. So this is my website, speakerholley.com. Speakerholley.com is my web address, and you're going to need that. I'll give that to you again, actually. Okay. And the next thing I want you to know is my email address, because you're going to have to use this to claim your free books. Okay, so you're going to need to email me, let me know which book you want, and I will autograph it for you and put a copy in the mail just for you. But you'll need to know this toward the end, and again, I'll share this again with you. Now, what I want us to do is to talk about 5 things that we have to have in order to survive a crisis. 5 things. Now, I'm no stranger to crisis. I've had a few of them. So as we talk and as I share these 5 things with you, I want you to rate yourself. I want you to rate yourself between 1 and 5. 5 means outstanding. 1 means help me, I'm drowning. Okay? So on all 5 issues, just rate yourself. Maybe you may want to grab something to actually write with, or just open up a notepad or something. So for each of these issues, I want you to rate yourself and rate your business and let yourself know and be honest. Am I 1, which means I'm really, really bad at this, or am I 5, which means I am outstanding? Okay? Now, the first thing that we all need to get through a crisis is one word: remote. Remote. Now, what do I mean by remote? Remote is something that a lot of colleges, businesses, and even churches are discovering right now that they have to have remote capability. Okay? And that means that everyone can access their data and they can do their jobs, their assignments, and their tasks from anywhere on the face of the earth. The 9 to 5 traditional business model is being shattered. The one to where we get up, go to a specified place at a specified time, clock in, clock out, that business model, folks, is dying. And one thing that the coronavirus crisis has made people do is it has forced them to become remote capable. Colleges, universities, businesses are now in the process of spending a lot of money trying to make sure their employees, students, staff are remote capable, making sure that they have the right equipment, laptop, iPad, hotspot. If you're going to survive in this world, and especially survive a crisis, you must be a person who is personally remote capable. In other words, even with your personal business, you need to be able to access your data and do what you need to do on a personal basis, no matter where you are, whether you're in Florida, Australia, or in the United Kingdom. Remote capable is the key. Is your business remote capable? Are your employees remote capable? Has to be there, folks. So rate yourself 1 to 5 on whether you are remote capable or not. 1 to 5. Go ahead and rate yourself. The second area I want to talk about is diversity. Diversity, very, very important. We are accustomed to talking about something that's called physical diversity. In other words, based on physical features, whether we are black or white or whatever. And certainly you can actually see it that way. But I like to talk about something that's called deeper diversity. And it's actually deeper than our race or our culture or our customs. Okay? People are finding out right now in this crisis that they need to have diversity in streams of income, right? And we used to always talk about at least 2 streams of income. My parents told me that, but they never talked about the need for them to be diverse streams, not just different, diverse. So in this environment today, some people may have 10 restaurants, 10 streams of income. But guess what? All of them are probably doing bad right now because all of those are customer facing businesses. So we are discovering that we need to have a diversity in streams of income in different areas. We need to be diverse when it comes to collection and distribution of our funds. Lots of churches right now are discovering that they can't even collect money because they're still relying on checks, still relying on that Sunday when they meet or Saturday when they meet and collect those checks, and they don't have a electronic means of collecting and distributing funds. Diversity. And diversity also means diversity in connections. You see, normally you and I gravitate to people who like what we like or do what we do, and that's fine. As a speaker, I should be attached to a speaker group. However, we need to have people in our lives that aren't speakers. We need to have friends and connections that don't necessarily share our number one passion. For example, I have a mentor, and my mentor is mentoring my speaking business, but my mentor is not a speaker. My mentor is a business owner. In fact, he is a multi-million-dollar business owner. And he gives me advice that no other speaker would ever give me, because he doesn't look at me like a speaker. He looks at me like a businessman. And sometimes his advice is kind of hard to take because sometimes he can be blunt. But we need a diverse coalition of people. So rate yourself 1 to 5. Are the people in your inner circle, even in your business circle, are they diverse, or are they tend to be people who love what you love? Rate yourself 1 to 5. Diversity. Number 3, global. Very, very important. We have to have a global mentality in order to survive crises such as this. What do I mean? We have to think with on the outside of our confines for which we were brought up. For example, in our homes, in our families, that is really a confined environment. So we learn to think, we learn to react, and we learn to operate according to that family rules, values, so to speak. In our jobs, when we go there, work environments, they are often also too has a certain level of four-walled mentality. It operates in a certain way. We deal with certain people, okay? Even in our worship, we go to our worship, and usually there is a certain sense of confinement, right? You have to believe what I believe, do what I do, even in our club, so to speak. But we need to adopt a mindset that is global, which means anything that we do, including our business, has to be and should be attractive to people who are not in our customs or part of our culture. For example, I am a writer, and a friend of mine who lives in Canada, who is a native born Indian, read one of my books about my life. And he called me and he said, Charlie, I really love this book. In fact, I'm on my second day of reading it again. And I said, awesome, awesome, man. And he said, I just have one question for you. And I said, okay, what's that? He said, what's a sharecropper? Now, I was shocked that he didn't know what a sharecropper was because I was thinking in the United States box in mentality, and I thought that everyone knew what a sharecropper is. But I was thinking within the confines of the United States of America. And now that people all over the globe are buying my books, Australia, France, England, they need to understand too my language. And so I had to go back and go through all of my books and basically globalize them. In other words, take words and phrases out of them that were strictly United States understood so that they could be globally understood. So, are you a global thinker? Do you think that what you want to do, that people around the world may want to take part in it? You got to think on a global scale. So rate yourself. Rate yourself, rate your business. Are you operating with a global mentality? Number 4, adapt. We must adapt. We had to do that today while coming on air. We had some technical difficulties, but we worked through them, and that's what we should do. Adapt. Can you change and be effective even when the situation changes? Businesses owners are finding themselves in a very difficult situation. Workers who have been laid off, very difficult situation. But the question is, can you adapt? Can you adapt? Can you change? Can you do what is necessary right now in this moment? For some of us, that means I need to take a trade because the company that I left just may not come back. For some of us, that may mean maybe I should just wait until my company comes back because I'm sure it will. For others of us, it may be maybe I need to seek higher learning, learn a skill. Can you adapt? Can you adapt? Can you reevaluate, reinvest, refocus when it's necessary? Can you do that? I was speaking at this event one time, and they had several speakers, and we were each given a strict time frame of 10 to 15 minutes for which to speak. Well, the speaker before me went over time. In fact, went over 10 minutes. So the speaker before me spoke 25 minutes and left me with 5 minutes. So I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm just boiling. I'm like, how could you do me like this? Right? So now I've got to cram 15 minutes worth of information into 5 minutes. Well, I did. And I had 2 minutes in order to figure out what I was going to leave out and what I was going to include. So I got up, and with that 5 minutes, I spoke, I encouraged, I inspired, I told some true stories, and I kept it all within 5 minutes. And afterwards, the organizer came to me and said, "We want you to come back." And I've been back several times, but the speaker who spoke before me did not get a re-invite. So you see, you have to be disciplined and you have to be able to adapt. Rate yourself 1 through 5. How good are you at adapting to change? And the last thing is tested faith. Tested faith. In this day and in this age, it is nearly required to have some type of faith, whether it's Christian, Judaism, Islam, or other. A belief in a higher power when man is doing all that he can do, and what he is doing is not seemingly getting the job done. Faith. When I say not just faith, but tested faith, faith that has gone through something. My faith has been tested several times. I grew up in poverty, youngest child of 15, born to a poor farmer and had to be raised during the civil rights era. So I've gone through some things and my faith has been tested, but my faith was severely tested when my 13-year-old son suddenly died. He was playing basketball, running down the court at his middle school, went into cardiac arrest, collapsed, and moments later died. And his death launched my family into a whirlwind of a nightmare. And we all, my wife, my daughter, 8-year-old daughter at the time, all of us sank into deep, dark depression. My faith was tried and tested. And at my son's funeral, when his coffin sat right 6 feet in front of me, was my worst moment. And I doubted the existence of God and I questioned my whole faith. I'm a church boy. I was raised in church. I'm a choir boy. But there are some things in our lives that will test our faith. And maybe your faith is being tested right now. But I walked away with my faith intact and believing that there has to be something better than this. Folks, when your business is gone, you have to have faith that there's something better than this. When you've lost your job, you have to have faith that there's something better than this. When you're facing difficult times in the middle of this coronavirus and everybody around you is fearful and afraid, you have to have faith that there's a higher power and that there is something better than this. I have that faith. That's why I've been able to survive crisis of poverty, crisis of racism, crisis of the death of my son. And now this crisis is no different. Rate yourself 1 through 5. How good are you at having a tested faith? Free books. So this is what I want you to do. This book, So Above the Pain, is the book about my life. How I grew up, how I ran for Congress and became the first African American to represent my district, the death of my son and our depression and what we went through. So Above the Pain. I want to give away this book to someone who thinks that it may benefit them. So this is what you have to do. You have to email me. Email me your name and your address so that I can send this book to you. And my email address is speakerholley@gmail.com. Speakerholley, Holley, @gmail.com. The first 6 people to email me will get a copy of this book or this book, 7 Needs of High Performing Employees. This book is a book about leadership. If you really want to be a great leader and excel, this is the book to get. This is a 5-star reviewed book. It's online, it's on our website. 7 Needs for High Performing Employees share 7 things with managers that they can do to help their employees move to the next level of performance. It is an outstanding book. If you want a copy of this, email me. Okay, the first 6 people to email me will get a free autographed copy. Email me at speakerholley@gmail.com. And if you don't get to win one of these, you can also go onto our website, speakerholley.com. And on our website, we are having a special on all of our ebooks, electronic books. They are absolutely free to download. You can download any of our ebooks free up until Sunday, tomorrow night at midnight. So you've got a little time, but I wouldn't wait. Go to our website, hit that books link, and claim your free ebook, okay? And our hardcovers are also on sale, down from $9.99 to $5.99, only until Sunday midnight. Thank you.
Charley Holley.
Mark, how'd you do?
Yeah, I don't know, Charley. That was woo, a couple of areas I need to yeah, we need to talk about that rest of the book you got over there. But thank you first off. That was timely, and as always, everything is in again confirmation that you are in the spot that you are in this series. To as we wrap this down, day 6. I appreciate you coming on. I know you've been doing it. Been following you out there for years, and I'm just excited for you at this moment. This is great. It's absolutely great.
Thank you.
So let's go through your points again, just so I have, make sure I didn't miss anything. I had number 1 was remote. Got to be a little bit more remote. Do things from afar, not present, but afar. 2 is diversity, or diversify, not just as we know it to be, but I think that was a very strong point you made about diversifying not just income, but your network and people you deal with. The biggest takeaway was having your multi-million-dollar friend who's not a speaker helping you on the business.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I have a couple of mentors like that who are stellar at what they do. And I don't know about you, Charley, but my mentors ask some of the dopest, toughest questions ever. I'm like, what
That's what they're supposed to do, man.
Right. That's the toughest, like, you know, I didn't think about that, but I was like, let me get back to you on that. I appreciate it. Your third point was to be global, and that was hilarious. I know what sharecropper is, but I get it because we'll speak into the market we're used to and who's written, you have the book, but you don't think that your book is going to transpose and transport outside of, you know, your street. But here it is.
Exactly. We got to open up, man. We got to open up.
And when you're writing it that way to explain some stuff, we gloss over things that we think everybody should know, what you're saying. The fourth thing you said was to adapt, right? To adapt, especially what's going on right now. And yes, I've been in several situations where the speaker in front of me took liberties beyond.
Make you want to throw something at him, don't you?
Dude, I'm still like, dude, really? But you know, you got to be all composed. Meanwhile, on the inside, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
That's exactly how I was, man. What am I going to say? What am I going to leave out? You know?
Right. So I coach my speakers on this very thing. When you have your core message, you can pull a story out, put something in, but as long as you get to your core points, if you do nothing but deliver your core points, as long as you get your core points out about who you are and why you're here, the rest is negotiable. So I love that. I love that you said that. And last one is tested faith. That is dope. All I can do is just think about that piece. I remember when your son passed, I got word through Thomas and Lucida and them that was a tough time. But I'm gonna tell you what, coming to Huntsville, Alabama in 1985, although my mom was from Huntsville, my dad was from Decatur, I got a rack of family down there. Hanging out with Thomas Jones, Ron Ford, and you and Fred and all them took me to places and see things that you just recognize where you come from. To test your faith. And whatever we were dealing with on the court, whatever we were dealing with Coach Carano and running them lines was nothing. This is absolutely nothing compared to people who decide they're gonna eat or not that night. Literally.
Yes. Yes.
Literally.
Absolutely, man.
And then how to be faithful, and how to be thankful, and show some gratitude in those moments, not because it ain't you, but that you are you, that God has blessed you for where you are.
Yes.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That is,
Absolutely.
we go through them tough times. I mean, we lost our business many years ago. That was a tough
Wow.
time. Faith was
Wow.
tested. The divorce was a tough time. Faith was
Wow.
tested. Daughter going to
Wow.
college and all of that. All of those things are, like you said,
Wow.
testing faith times
Yes.
to do something. And I believe for us as speakers, what we are called to do is to take our tested times to speak
Yes.
about how to get through and
Exactly.
how and whom we leaned on to get through. Right? And do that for
Absolutely.
myself. I didn't do that by myself.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I said, so yeah, you know, things are going to get better than this. So your message is definitely timely, on point. So I just thank you for that. One of the questions I have when you're dealing in your profession or deal with people, what is it you're finding to be difficult about change, adaptation and change? What are you finding them to be their biggest hang up?
I found that there is a correlation between how hard it is to change and how long a person has been doing something.
Hmm.
Because honestly, the longer we do something, the more attached we become to it, the more rigid we become. And for some of us, the actual desire to change is just lost because we've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm dealing with people who have been doing something for 20 years and 30 years, and all of a sudden the whole world's been thrown upside down, I find that it's very, very difficult to try and get people to see now's the time that you need to do something different. You
Mm-hmm.
need to learn something different,
Mm-hmm.
get a different skill, think about doing something different. And 9 out of 10 times I'll get this reply, but this is all that I've ever done. And I say, yeah, but guess what? That ain't there no more. So, ding.
Mm-hmm.
Usually people who have been at something for a year or two, they haven't really developed that deep connection with it yet. And usually you can get those folks to see, okay, now I need to take another direction. Okay, no problem, you know. So I find that that's kind of not strange because there's really human human side, of
Mm-hmm.
us. So
Awesome. So what type of things are you doing now in your speaking business, coaching, inspirational business to go global? And what are you coaching your clients on to be global?
wow, awesome question because Mark, you and I being speakers, that relies heavily on us being in front of people, right? We need crowds
Right.
to speak to, and now speakers all around the world have been shut down. So, and all of these pre-planned events that we were invited to are now shut down. Now what? Do
Mm-hmm.
we just give up on speaking now? Do we just walk away and find something else to do? Or can we adjust, adapt? Well, I've chosen to adjust, adapt, and one of the things is to make all my presentations online capable. So that means we have to learn how to present now, not necessarily in front of a live audience, but we have to learn how to present online. And that is different, Mark. That is different. I had to do that this morning. We had a speaking contest in
Right.
Toastmasters, and we did it through Zoom, which is exactly what we're
Wow.
doing it through now. And we had technical issues and problems. And when it was my turn to speak, it wasn't like speaking to a live audience. And it was awkward, it was clumsy, but guess what? I won.
Well, I'm about to say, look, cut to the chase, Charlie. Did you win or not? That's what I need to know. I get it.
I
Did you win?
won. I won. I won.
They don't stand a chance, Charlie.
So,
I'm glad I'm not in your Toastmaster chapter. I would leave and go somewhere else. That's what we're gonna do. Because not me and you be battling for the 1-2 spot all the time. Um, but you're right about the whole technology piece, and this is again another reason why Off the Bench Live is even on Zoom at this point. It is an
yes.
annual event. I've done it where the speakers are live, 3, 4, 5 speakers speaking, and then we're projecting out on Facebook, whatever. I want eyes on the project.
Yeah.
This time I was like, well, let me just bring everybody online and let's talk about it. Let's just do the same
Yes.
and do whatever,
Awesome.
because like you're saying, it's about taking this time, again, in the pivot moment, in the pause moment, in the pit stop moment, pick one wherever there's a pause, and working on your skill set.
Absolutely.
Learn the Zoom
Absolutely.
stuff. As Lisa would chime in and probably say, hey, this is a learning moment. I'm like, whatever, Lisa. I'm stressing out because I can't get it live on. People are looking for people. They're looking for folks. At the end of the day, what we do know is I'm going to record this. It's being recorded. I'm going to do whatever and repost it again and put it out there because that's what I was doing anyway. So the learning part becomes now how do you adapt to this is going on and now make this part of your platform and your toolkit, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, Mark, you and I have a job, and that is whatever we are seeking to do, whatever information we're seeking to share, whether it is encourage, inspire, we've got to get our message across. And whether it's done physically, face-to-face, or online, we still must be at our best, and we must be excellent at doing it.
That's right. That's right. So here are my numbers. For the remote, I gave myself a 3.
Okay.
I feel like after this week, I'll probably give it a 4 and some change.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
But but that being said, I'll probably be unfair to myself because a lot of speakers I know don't do podcasts, don't do lives, don't do any of the other things I do. So, but I'm always like critical. So we'll put it at a 3.
Okay.
Diversity, I give myself a 4 because I, like you, have the different mentors, the different components that you draw on for all type of knowledge. The global, I gave myself a 3. That's only because I have a book that is in Arabic and I have a book that is in Spanish.
Ooh, awesome.
And a book that is in Spanish. Yeah, those 2. They got translated years ago. My first book got translated. So my book is like around the world. So that was
right.
That was fun.
All right, man. Yeah.
The adaptation after the day, I gave myself a 4. and
I saw that sweat coming down on your face, brother.
But I appreciate you being calm because you're like, hey, let me tell you something. Charlie's so calm. We in again. Charlie, Mark's gonna be all right. Okay, Charlie. So, quick funny story. So the first time me and Charlie actually played together, I remember we were playing the Arby's tournament at UA8, and it was coming down. Our team wasn't all that great. You've heard the stories. Our team wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Charlie's on the team. I don't even know Charlie. Charlie has said more words in his last 30 minutes in my whole career. I never heard Charlie speak this much, right? So the ball's bouncing around. We down by like 2. 1 to tie, 2 to tie, 3 to win. So the ball comes to me. I'm on the wing. I could shoot the 3. I was open. Oh no! What did I do? I slung that joint to Charlie.
I told you to shoot it too. I told you to shoot it. I said,
shoot it. I was like, oh no, I'm not shooting this thing.
Said, no, not me.
Not me, sir. It was a great pass too. I just copitated to Charlie. Charlie was like, I got it. Then forget it. And what did I do? I went to go get a rebound, but gratefully, I just took it out the net, and we ended up winning the tournament.
Yeah, I remember that.
Charlie was the shootist.
That place erupted too.
Don't let me quiet this for you. Charlie was an assassin. Anyway, for the tested faith, I gave myself a 4, just because of a lot of other things you've been through. Like, if you look at your experiences, the surgeries, the knees, the ups and downs, the jobs, people on the job, whatever. It is in these moments. This is like the 0.5 in the 3 things I talked about getting through this thing was your faith re-engaged.
Absolutely.
I believe that God puts us in these positions to remind us how weak we are, how much we need Him, how much more powerful we are when we depend on Him.
Absolutely.
And take those things out of our control and give it to the person who has control, and you focus on what you're supposed to be doing, your action plan and your mission, and you'll be better off. But we have to be reminded some things, and that. So some people are a little stronger in it, but you know what? It is a journey, not a destination. So continue to work. But so anyway, Charlie, you by far have done the best job of promoting yourself to the whole dog on video, to the little cards. I'm stealing that next time. But will you go ahead and drop your website again and your email and your offer real quick so people can get it, and then to make sure we put it on the timeline so they can come and take full advantage of your offer. Very nice of you to do that.
Okay, awesome. My website is speakerholley.com. Speakerholley.com. Go there, go to the books link, and you can download you a free ebook as well as get a discount on our books. Email me if you have not already. 2 books. First 6 people to email me at speakerholley@gmail.com will get a copy sent to you, autographed, and put in the mail sent to you. Okay, that's speakerholley@gmail.com.
All right, Charlie, I appreciate you. We have to get you back on and talk about those 7 principles on
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Okay. Now for the big trick of the day.